So we have calculated the allotment amount due from both of these categories, full allotment category as well as pro rata allotment category. Now if I take total of it, first thing, if I multiply it by 3 allotment money per share, then the total should be 12 lakh. And now we can cross check it that yes, this is also coming 12 lakh. So means I have calculated the correct amounts. Now, because I am having 4 lakh rupees in advance with me for this pro rata allotment category, because this I am having actually 5 lakh in advance, but this 1 lakh I will be refunding, and this 4 lakh I will be adjusting on allotment. So that's why I will be receiving only 8 lakh rupees. And if I am receiving 8 lakh rupees, I can verify it from here also that yes, I am receiving only 8 lakh rupees. So till here it is clear. Now on first call, when I will make the amount due, now first call amount is ₹2 per share. So if I will multiply it by 2, that's why it will become 1,60,000. And if I will multiply it by 2, that will become 6,40,000. And again, if I multiply the total by 2, then it will become 8 lakh. Means 8 lakh I have to receive on first call. 8 lakh will be the due amount for first call. Now, whatever amount is due there, that you will be receiving right now. The shares which have not paid us money, that we will be adjusting later. So that's why here I will be receiving 1,60,000, because now no excess money has to be adjusted. Here also I will receive 6,40,000. Excess has been adjusted on allotment, and excess has finished. So that's why receiving amount will also be 8 lakh rupees. Okay. Now we move to the further part. It is saying one applicant to whom shares had been allotted on pro rata basis. This sentence is very important. Can you tell me what information you are getting from this sentence? Why this sentence is important? One applicant to whom shares had been allotted on pro rata basis. This sentence is important because it is telling you whatever the number of shares you are forfeiting, that may be in this category, full allotment category, that may be in pro rata allotment category. So that's why it is clearly telling that whatever shares you are forfeiting, that shares are lying in the pro rata category. The question has made you clear about the category of the shares. So that you have to note from this sentence. Did not pay the amount due on allotment and on the call. This time the shares have not paid you allotment money as well as call money. And his 400 shares were forfeited. So 400 shares, if I am forfeiting 400 shares, then these 400 will be applied or allotted. If I am forfeiting 400 shares, this 400 is applied or allotted. Please answer fast so that I can move. Otherwise, again, this question will not get complete. Others don't know. If you don't know, at least you can answer, sir, I'm not understanding, I can't answer it. At least I should have a symbol that you are listening. So because you are forfeiting 400 shares, it can only be allotted. So now, because question has given me that this is the number of shares allotted and these shares are lying in the pro rata category. So I have to calculate the number of shares applied by this shareholder. Yeah. So now first working note we will prepare. I will copy the working note so that it will save our time. So first working note is regarding number of shares applied. So now in this category, what is the number of shares applied? 4 lakh. And number of shares in this category is 3,20,000. And we are finding the number of shares applied for 400 shares. So now see how much it comes. It will come 500 shares. Yes, clear? Now, if suppose I want to verify whether I have calculated, now when you are sitting in board exams, the point is that I am calculating it correct manner, but I am not confident. There will be some nervousness in the mind. So how to gain the confidence in the board exams? How to know that whatever I am calculating, it's right answer. Now I can check the relation between 500 shares ratio 400 shares. It should be how much percentage? It should be 80%. And if I calculate 80% of 500, obviously it will come 400. So that means I have calculated correct number of shares applied. Now I can fill this column. This column is filled up now. Now in the same manner I will proceed. The difference is how much? 100 shares, and the excess will be how much? 5 rupees application money, because this person has paid you only application money. He has not paid you allotment money. So first I will multiply it by application money. So the excess amount with me is 500. The allotment due from him will be 800. So 800, out of 800 he has not paid me how much amount? Because 500 is with me already. 300 he has not paid. So this 300 I will not be receiving. That's why I will deduct 300 from the amount I am receiving. Then again, now whether I have done forfeiture of these shares after allotment or after first call, tell me. I am forfeiting these shares after allotment or after first call. Allotment is rupees 3. Just a minute. Yes, fine. And allotment is rupees 3. Sorry. It will be long. 1,200 will be due. Sorry for that. And 700 I have not received. Yes. So I am not receiving any amount on allotment as well as on call. Question is saying that he has not paid you amount due on call also. So when I am saying that he has not paid me call money also, that means I have demanded call money also from this person. That's why. Now when I am demanding first call money, then only I can say that he has not paid me first call money. And when I am saying that he has not paid me first call money, means I am forfeiting the shares just after the first call, not after the allotment. So first call due will be how much? At the rate of ₹2 per share, it will be 800, and he has not paid me this 800 also. Now one more confusion can be there that I have to clear you. Should I add this 800 to this 8 lakh, or it is already included in this 8 lakh? Again, I repeat my question and try to think over it carefully, whether I should add this 800 to this total amount due on first call, or it is already included in this 8 lakh. I should not add it. Yes, very good. Very good, very good. It is already included because we have made the amount due for total 4 lakh shares. So, but whatever I am not receiving, that I need to subtract. Same is the case for this 1200 also. This is already included in this 12 lakh. So I don't need to add these, but I need to subtract these ones because I am not receiving. This 700 is also included in this 8 lakh, if you think about it. And I am deducting it only for the purpose that because I have not received this 700. So that's why amount received on allotment will be 7,99,300. And this amount will be 7,99,200. Yes, please. The calculations are clear. Okay, very good, very good. Now, can you just a minute? This is a table for my forfeiture. This table will help you totally in the entry for forfeiture. This will always help you in the entry for forfeiture. Can you tell me from this table how much amount I have received from this shareholder? Only this shareholder, how much amount I have received? Very good, very good. Not in excess. I am asking how much amount he has paid to you. Yes, very good. I am not asking that how much excess he has paid to you. I am asking how much amount he has paid to you. Yes, because he has paid you only application money. So multiplied by application money and number of shares applied. So he has paid you 2,500. He has paid you 2,500. And what amount he has not paid you for allotment? Yes, 700. What amount he has not paid you for first call? 800. So means this single line table will give you each and every information. What will be the called up capital for this number of share? If I want to forfeit the shares, what will be the called up capital per share? Yes, obviously. Yes, it will be 10. Shares are fully called up. We have called up application, we have called up allotment, we have called up first call. The shares become fully called up. So because the share is fully called up, so will you multiply this rupees 10 by 500 or 400? Yes, very good. We will multiply it by 400 because right now he is having only 400 shares. we have allotted him only 400 shares. So that's why the share capital will be 4,000. If you will add these amounts, due amounts, 400 into 5, then 1200 and 800, you will get the total 4,000. You can check it. Suppose I write here the total amount due on application is 2,000. Then total amount due on allotment is 1,200. Amount due on first call is 800. If you will check it, you will find that this total is also 4,000. Is that clear? So I mean to say that you are getting share capital amount also, you are getting allotment amount also, you are getting first call amount also, you are getting forfeiture amount also from this single table. Only the thing, it should be clear to you how to recognize the amount. So if somehow you are short of time in exams, you can go fast with the help of this table. Same working notes will also be here. So 500 I should show you now here also. 500 minus 400. These are the number of shares. So excess number of shares is 100 multiplied by application money. So excess application money will be 500. Now allotment due on 400 shares at the rate of rupees 3 each. It will be 1200. And I have received 500 in advance from him. So that's why I will not be receiving rupees 700. So amount received on allotment will be, total amount due will be, total amount due was how much? 12 lakh. Total amount due was 12 lakh. So these are same working notes. And if you will practice both, you will be clear about these things. Excess money received was 4 lakh. And the amount becomes 8 lakh minus not paid on the allotment 700. So it will become 7,99,300. Same way you can prepare working note for first call also in the same manner. Okay. Now I should show you capital reserve also. So now it is saying the shares were reissued at the rate of rupees 9 per share. Now this rupees 9 per share is for capital or for bank? This rupees 9 per share is for capital or for bank? Yes, very good, very good. It is for bank. Now this time question is silent, that how much amount you are assuming as paid up. Is it so? Yes. So because the question is silent, that how much amount you have to assume for paid up, then one day I have told you the rule that in this case, such case, whatever amount has been called earlier on the number of shares, that will be assumed as paid up. And here you can see that we have called application money, we have called allotment money, we have called the first call money. All the three installments we have called up. So earlier share was were fully called up. So that's why this time also these shares which we are reissuing, 400 shares, will also be treated as rupees 10 paid up. Means fully paid up will be treated. So if this is the situation, very good, very good. obviously I will be issuing it at discount because I am taking rupees 9, but I am assuming rupees 10. So how much loss is there per share? How much loss is there per share? Rupee 1. Yes, obviously. So now, and how much forfeiture amount will be there in the forfeiture entry? What will be the amount in forfeiture, share forfeiture account? Can you tell me? We have discussed this few minutes back. Yes, very good. In share forfeiture account, it will be 2,500. Obviously, yes, very good, very good. Because he has paid me this one-time payment only. He has paid me this amount only, 2,500. Rest he has not paid to me. Yes, this is clear. So if I want to calculate the capital reserve also, one working note I have missed here that you have to make on your own. This will become the working note number 6. So share forfeiture means 2,500. If still any doubt is there, you can ask. Number of shares reissued is 400. Number of shares forfeited is also 400. That's why the proportionate amount will also be 2,500 same. And loss on issue I am having this time 400. So my capital reserve will be how much? 2,100. Yes, please. If any confusion is there, let me know that. I have shown you all the calculations. You have to do a lot of practice, not because of the reason only that these concepts will confuse you when you will sit practically to solve the questions in exam like situation. Even you need to speed up. So first concentrate on the clarity of the concepts, clarity of the calculations. Try to practice them on daily basis. Then afterwards, speed will catch up with the proper presentation also. If you will not practice proper presentation, you will not be able to present it properly in the exams also. Excess amount will not be there. Less not paid by the shareholder, it was 800. We have to show it in working notes like this also. Amount not paid by the shareholder on first call. Here we will be writing on allotment. And for the first call also I have to show in such manner. Excess will not be there, only the amount due. 400 share multiplied by rupees 2, 800 will be due, that he has not paid simply. So this amount will be 7,99,200. So try to do the journal entries. And in this question, you have to prepare cash book also. Show the journal entry and cash book entry. So try to practice it in the same manner. And practice for this table also properly. Only one topic left, premium in this question. That is left only. So within 2-3 days, the chapter will get finished. On Monday, I will start premium questions. That we will do.